What's up, YouTube? Keeping it a Benji, getting back with y'all, and we finna go over a few things. We gonna do a breakdown, possibly throw some reactions in this video, right? But today's topic is pretty much, well, it's all about King Von. Well, I shouldn't say it's all about King Von. It's more so about an individual by the name of Trap Lord Ross, right? And I'm sure if you're not a fan of his content or never caught any of his content, I'm sure you probably seen him being interviewed on No Jumper, or you probably just ran across some of his content on your feed, right? Now, Trap Lord Ross is supposed to be a Caucasian male. I believe he come from UK. I'm not too familiar with his background story, but what I know is that he's like a person that's very a fan of the street life. You know what I'm saying? Like a supreme fan, like a Stan type of person. That's how I look at it. But outside of him being a fan and being a big supporter, he likes to create a narrative, right? And the situation at hand is him coming up with this video saying that King Von was involved or committed about 10 murders, right? Now, I feel like that's very distasteful. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I seen it, I was like, this ain't right. He was thinking that he was like creating a trophy worth of content. To me, I was like, this is very distasteful. What about everybody else that it can affect or offend, or what kind of flame you can spread even bigger than what it is, right? Putting fuel on it. But on top of that, like, the main thing that caught my attention was Trap Lord Ross is a content creator. To my knowledge, he's not like a lawyer. He's not involved in law. He's not a supreme detective. He's not a prosecutor. He's not the DA. He's not a judge. He's none of that. So to me, I feel like for King Von to leave this earth, right? RP to King Von and everybody that's, you know, offended by the loss of King Von, right? Shout out to his family and everything. Now, for King Von to leave this earth as a free individual, not being in a state where he was finna be convicted, or if he was convicted of crimes. Now, we all see that King Von done been arrested for situations, and he's came out of them situations, right? So to me, I feel like, how do you know the truth about scenarios because you do a lot of homework on what's getting put in the public through the internet? How do you know the facts? Was you doing the killings or the shootings that King Von was supposed to be a part of? Do you know more than what the detective know? Do you know more than what the prosecution know? Because I feel like it's kind of strange for an individual to take it upon himself to create this big old piece of content, this video, this so-called documentary of an individual's lifestyle, when you really don't know that person's lifestyle. When we don't, like, you don't know how to decipher from what's art, what's acting, what's entertaining, what's true storytelling. Like, you don't understand that, or you don't know. But for you to try to put out content in the form of it being factual is very distasteful and disrespectful. King Von is a person that can't speak his piece. He's dead. But for you to be an individual not to even show no respect on that, it shows what kind of individual you are. But I feel like you don't have no proof about any of these things that you put together to fit your content that you want to put out there and deliver. We all know anything that got to do with King Von is pretty much going to gain a lot of clout, numbers, maybe some cash. Depends on what you into and what you're doing pertaining to King Von. But that's just my thing about it, man. For King Von to be a a living, free individual at the time of him passing away, how do you discover all of these facts of him being guilty about something that he's not convicted for? You know what I'm saying? It's people that's convicted for a lot of things, and even documentaries on them ain't necessarily on point. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. Like, it's real stories that sometimes you got to put fiction in it to dramatize it. You feel me? And I feel like I don't agree with it. I don't condone it. You know, I really don't, like, you know, and I also feel like this, right? Like, you take the AD situation, that community. Just because Trap Lord Ross come hang with AD, that don't mean that you got a green light in the streets or that part of the world where things take place and people have pain behind it. You know what I'm saying? From circumstances. Like, I don't, like, AD's not the voice of the streets. But I know a lot of, like, goofies, like a Trap Lord Ross individual will sit down with a person like AD at community and think that they're getting stamps. AD can't stamp you. AD trying to be in your world. You know what I'm saying? He's rocking with you. Like, just because AD co-sign you, that don't mean everybody coming from the streets respect your content. And that's how I feel about it, you know, because I see that happen a lot. Like, I can see individuals, not just Trap Lord Ross, but I see how goofy individuals get with people that's supposed to be from the street, and they feel like they just validated. You know what I mean? And no, like Trap Lord Ross, you're not validated, because if you was validated, you would have been sitting down with King Von family. You would be sitting down with his kids or his nephews and them. Like, you would be sitting down with his immediate team. Like, you will be putting out stuff that's not disrespectful towards pretty much anybody, whether they're opposed to King Von or they're on the same side of King Von. You feel me? And also, what that took place was, like I showed the video in the beginning, King Von cousin got a video removed from YouTube, right? And Trap Lord Ross gets in the comment section and say, if you get a video removed, ain't that like snitching? Now, to me, I don't respect that, because at the end of the day, how do you turn into a street individual because you trying to capitalize off of a culture that has nothing to do with you? If somebody's offended because they're directly involved with situations, or the individuals that you speaking on are uncomfortable enough to where they feel like they got to take your content down, that should wake you up. That means you should probably want to come across the situation with a little bit more sensitivity, empathy, some respect, integrity, honor. But that's not what you chose to do, right? So it goes to where it go. But you see, like, he got a trap house chain. And it's like, if you want to be down with the culture, be down with the culture. But respect the culture. Whatever you want to participate in, respect it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. And whether it's King Von or any other individual, whether it's Trap Lord Ross or any other vlogger or blogger or whatever, at least put out some tasteful content about a person if you're going to put out some content about them. You know what I'm saying? Don't disrespect them. Don't put things out there in the form of it being 100% factual when you really can't have them facts. King Von is not convicted of none of these crimes that you putting him down for. If that was the case, he would have been dead or in jail. Or, I mean, he would have died in jail, because he would have been doing time for being convicted for all of these crimes that you laying down about him. And, you know, also the first thing that did rub me the wrong way is when I seen that come across my timeline, like hip-hop's first serial killer. Like, that's very distasteful and disrespectful, man, for everybody that's a part of King Von's life. And I'm not even a part of King Von's life, but I feel like that's just very distasteful, and it rubbed me the wrong way when it came across my vibe. I mean, my feed, you know, because I knew it was impossible for this individual to know any of this stuff in a form of it being facts when King Von ain't convicted for none of these things to be able to be a fact. You get me? Maybe you get arrested. Maybe you let go. That's another situation. You might beat the cases. You might even do some things and get away with them. But regardless of the fact, unless you can have undeniable proof of these things being took place in the way you deliver them, you shouldn't put it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even try to create the narrative for people to try to view it in that aspect. Like, what do you get out of trying to make King Von be viewed as a serial killer? I just can't respect that, and I don't get down with that. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments, man. I ain't gonna keep the video too long, but it's just something that, you know, I ain't agreeing with, and I want to put my thought process down in the world too. Give everybody an option to kind of see a different way you can go about your content if you want to be like the next Trap Lord Ross or something like that, right? Because remember, people act like they just doing their job. But when you like depicting through people's lives and trying to like make stuff piece up and puzzle together situations to fit your narrative or what you want to put out, that's foul activity. Flag on the play. You know what I mean? And you know, I was trying not to get upset about the situation, not trying to use like foul language or anything like that. So y'all gotta excuse me if I was catching myself up a few times or put some delays between me speaking. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to get too like overly upset, get angry, and I didn't want to say no disrespectful things because I was trying to get the point across. And I hope y'all got the point. And that's just about it, man. Shout out to King Von and everybody that got something to do with King Von. And shout out to everybody that's offended behind the situation that Trap Lord Ross put in place. You know what I mean? And that's about it, man. You know, I just like, it's not too much more I could speak on it. I feel like my point is on the table. Like, you know, what I respect and don't respect about it. And that's just it. Like, if you was a fan, you would have put content out there showing how he became something from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all about what's going to get the best clicks when it comes to certain individuals. And it's like people that say that they do their job and they journalists and they media outlets and they content creators. But it's like Trap Lord Ross is in the comments using the word snitching. Like, I don't even understand it. When I don't respect that at all, because you're saying that that's a form of snitching. But I feel like you don't have the right to be upset because you creating content, taking pieces and puzzling it together that's symbolic to the pain and struggle and just everything that goes on in people's lives, and you turn around and be upset when they're not looking for Trap Lord Ross. They're not putting out nothing about Trap Lord Ross. They're not creating content off of Trap Lord Ross. You and they business, you and they livelihood. And then when you put something out there in the wrong way, an individual that you speaking on in a negative light, family member, get your video took down, and all you can say is, ain't that a form of snitching? Because if you could call someone a snitch, that means you can get held accountable for being a snitch. Otherwise, it's not even your type of league of lingo. Because if that's the case, you had no business piecing up a gang of pieces to try to create this fake narrative of King Von being a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? You had no business. If you gonna use words like snitching. But if you're a regular person, just be a regular person. You stole a lot of shit out of a person's livelihood, lifestyle, stole all kind of it, and they didn't like it, and they took it back. Just not even took it back. They took the shit back and burned it down. Like, we don't condone that. I don't either. But that's it, man. Y'all let me know what's up. Keep it a Benji, like I always do. Don't forget to keep it a Benji in them comments. If not, stay out of them. Thank you to all the subscribers, everybody that be liking, everybody that's rocking with us, because I feel like we finna reach the top. So, with that being said, I'm going to get with y'all in the next video. We're going to keep it a Benji like we always do. 100.
You're goon, big boss, be a soldier. I can never stop until the day that it's over. Gotta love what I do. Keep this shit a Benji and this bitch, that's the truth.